Hi there. We're glad you could join us today. I'm Michelle.
I'm Jim, and we are
A Teague of Your Own. Welcome to another Motivational Monday.
Let's get motivated.
Woohoo! Hooray!
All right.
It's Monday.
Monday.
Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Tomorrow is an exciting day.
Tomorrow is an exciting day because
Yes.
tomorrow is Election Day.
Yay. Well, I guess it's the last day of election weeks or months or whatever, depending on where you live these days.
I am not a fan of political commercials.
No, they're awful.
I don't like them from the beginning. I don't like them how, the past several weeks, it's just one after another after another.
Even on streaming channels, you can't get away from them. It's great. You would think when you're going to streaming that, I guess, unless you're watching a movie or something, but if you're going to regular programming, because one thing I like to watch is was it Steve Austin's Broken Skull Challenge?
Yes, you do.
Even there, I can't escape, and they show up there. It's like, are you kidding me?
It's local stuff.
Yes.
It isn't even like it's just at the national level. Or here in Pennsylvania, we're electing one of our U.S. senators.
Right.
And so, you kind of expect to see that. Same with governor, because that's statewide. But you're seeing stuff for local contests. You're seeing stuff for...
It's amazing how the technology, they have managed to specialize it to where they know where you live, and they can customize those commercials, and so you get to see all of them. So
you can't get away.
That ends after tomorrow.
Thank goodness. So tomorrow can't get here. Tomorrow, I'm okay with starting about 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. I'm thinking we won't see.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be done.
All right. So if you live in Pennsylvania, the polls open tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and they close tomorrow at 8 p.m. So I'm hoping by 9 o'clock the commercials are
done. We're finished.
Because I'm thinking if you're a candidate and you paid for commercials and they're on after
the polls close, you wasted your money.
Yeah. So I hope that doesn't happen to any candidate, let alone the ones that I want to win. But that's just a waste of money there. So we want to start off today by talking about political ads, because obviously all of us watch them and see them, and I don't know that we necessarily pay attention to them.
No, I've known who I was going to vote for quite a while. So.
And I think a lot of people are that way.
Yeah.
However, there are some terms and words that are used in political ads by both parties that are incorrect.
Yes.
I don't want to say they're flat out lies, because I don't know that the intention is there to lie to people. However, there are factual inaccuracies in many political ads that are out there.
Do tell. Give us an example.
People talking about our democracy.
We don't have a democracy.
The United States is not a democracy.
It drives me crazy when people say that.
The United States is a republic.
Right. Yeah, actually, this is right from an official U.S. government website. This, believe it or not, it's actually from the U.S. Embassy in Argentina, but I'm assuming this is probably on every single embassy's website. And it says right here, straight from a U.S. government website, while often categorized as a democracy, the United States is more accurately defined as a constitutional federal republic.
There you go.
There you go. So these people who keep running around saying, democracy is on the ballot.
No.
Democracy is the ballot. Democracy means you get to vote and your voice is heard. And it's heard in a way unlike countries like North Korea or Russia or places like that. Venezuela, China, where it's all for show. It's truly, a joke, because we know that those are de facto dictatorships. In this country, your vote still matters, and it's a democracy when you get to choose from any of the candidates. So this nonsense that, our democracy is going to die if you don't vote this way. That's pure bunkum.
We don't have a democracy.
No, we don't have a democracy. So they are technically correct in that regard, that democracy is threatened because of the fact that we don't have one. And so trying to implement one, that is definitely threatened. That's one of those things you really need to understand when you hear these people saying these things, that most of it is pure nonsense. And the reason they do that is because of the fact that, in the schools, I don't know that they teach civics anymore.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Yeah, I asked my students that one day. You realize that
this
we're
right
a
here.
republic.
All right, so I want you to take a look at how thin and how small this particular book is. All right, this right here includes 2 documents, both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America. Small.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Very tiny.
This is what our country is based on.
That's it.
And literally half of this is, a little over half, is the Constitution. So doesn't take much to read the Constitution. I think more people should.
I think everybody should, because when you read this, you realize that a lot of what is happening right now should not be happening, because it does not fit with this document. And this is what our country is based on.
Our republic?
Our republic, yes. This is what our republic is based on. And it blows my mind that this has been violated in so many different ways, mainly over a couple of clauses, the Commerce Clause being one, and the privacy, right to privacy is the other one. And those have been, they're stretched to where it's like, I don't know, silly putty or something. It's crazy how some people will stretch it to interpret it any way they want. But the reality is, and I agree, when I remember Barack Obama at one point saying that the Constitution is a charter of negative liberties. He's correct in the fact that it is a charter of negative liberties for the government, not for the people. It is a charter of positive liberties for the people.
Yes.
Because it's supposed to restrict what the government can do. That was
Correct.
The whole intention of the founders, was limited federal government.
Correct.
And somehow or another, we have gotten very far away from that. And it's both parties. They both bear blame for this.
And when you look at it, obviously you've got the Constitution itself, which sets up the government. It sets up the office for the president. It sets up Congress with the 2 houses there, with the House of Representatives and with the Senate. It also sets up the Supreme Court. And then from there, you have amendments to the Constitution, which the first 10 are the Bill of Rights.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got, all the stuff about freedom of religion and freedom of speech. You've got the right to bear arms. You've got, my favorite is Amendment 3.
Really, why?
No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law.
I don't think we have to worry too much.
I don't think we do at this point, but yeah. Then you've got the search and seizure is Amendment number 4. Amendment number 5 is you've got basically you have the right to remain silent. Amendment number 6, where you got the right to a speedy law with a jury of your peers. Number 7, suits at common law where the value and controversy shall exceed $20, the right to trial by jury. There you go. Amendment 8 is excessive bail will not be required. I wonder if that's where they're getting.
Maybe that's where they're getting about no bail at all.
Yeah, maybe that's how they're thinking of it. Yeah. All right, so some cities have started to do that. Amendment number 9, the enumeration of the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other retained by the people. Okay. And then Amendment number 10.
The most important one.
Powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states, respectively, or to the people.
Boy, I think that one's being violated all over the place by the federal government.
However, this right here, the Constitution actually there's stuff in there all about tomorrow, all about elections. And we have free and fair elections. It tells you who can vote, who cannot vote. It talks about when those people can actually take office. It's all laid out here. So it's all in the Constitution. If you ever have any questions about how government is supposed to function, how it's supposed to work, the answers are in here. So get
and another beautiful thing about it is, rather than violating it, which again seems to be happening all the time, it can be changed.
It can
be modified. There is a mechanism for doing so. It's just the problem is the people who want to modify it don't want to go through the process.
Yeah. It tells you in here exactly how to add amendments.
Yes.
And how to repeal amendments, because that's been done before in the past. So it is a document that can change and has changed over the years. Obviously, it started with no amendments, and then very quickly you had the first 10, the Bill of Rights, and then after that, the reality is we are up to amendment number 27,
yeah,
which was added back in 1992.
There's been 17 that have been added. You've had 2 that basically canceled each other out.
Yes.
And so really you can consider it as 15 that have actually been added that are still in effect.
So there you go. But that's one of the things that people need to focus on. And you can get these things for free, by the way.
They're easy to come by.
They are very easy to come by. You can look up the Constitution there online. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area, you can actually go look at the actual physical document itself. They've got that in the archives. Hillsdale College sends out this one here. So you can go to their website and get a free copy.
Yep, they'll send it to you free. And for the people who would like to get rid of this document, which there are many of them out there, there's a way to do that too.
There's a way to do that too.
It's called the Convention of States.
Yes.
The problem is, I have a feeling it would not go the way that the people who want to do that would like.
And that is the cool thing about this, about the government that we have, not the democracy, but the republic that we have.
The republic that we have.
There are ways to change it.
There are ways to change it.
And
it can be changed. It can be changed wholesale.
And so.
But there's a process.
And you just have to follow the process.
Right.
Just like one of the things that people talk about is removing presidents from office. That's all in here.
That's in there.
It's all in here and how to do it. So keep that in mind. The cool thing about our Constitution is it gives us the flexibility that we need. It doesn't tie the hands of the citizenry. It doesn't tie the hands of the government. It has some flexibility here and there for each group. And it all comes down to you going out and voting people into office. So having said that,
and remember, it's the American experiment, because no country has ever been formed this way. No country has ever been run this way. And the amazing thing to me is when you look at how far this country came and how fast, it's only been around for what, 250 years? Somewhere in that ballpark?
Yeah.
And it's the most powerful nation on the planet for the moment, if we keep it that way. And that happened so rapidly as compared to all of these other countries. And it's because of this. It is because of this document and what the founders put together. They knew what they were doing. Okay? They might look like a bunch of old men in wigs at this point, but
they were.
Well, they were.
Some of them weren't that old, though.
That's true. That's true.
So,
and Ben Franklin didn't wear wigs. But,
no.
But this is what has caused us or allowed us to get to this point. And we need to retain this republic if we are going to continue to be that beacon of hope and light in the world in the future.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's people who want to take it away. They want us to be like every other country. But the world is better off when the United States leads the way, I believe.
And keep in mind, there's a reason why people want to come here.
Yes.
Now, they need to do it legally.
Yes.
However, and
That
This
tells you how to
document's
do
talking
that.
about how to do it.
It's all in there.
All of this goes back to tomorrow being election
Yep.
day. Many of you have had mail-in ballots, absentee ballots, whatever they're calling it these days. So I hope you've either already cast your ballot. If you haven't, tomorrow is the day. Do not ability lightly.
Especially not this election.
So learn about the candidates, and there are plenty of places you can learn about the candidates. If anything, go visit their own websites, because every
Right.
single one of them has their own website. Take a look at all the candidates, depending on what state you are in, depending on which district you are in. There are many, many, many candidates running for various offices. Here where we live, we've got the governor and lieutenant governor. We've got U.S. Senate. Everybody everywhere has U.S.
House.
representatives,
Yeah, representatives.
running. We also have here we've got state representatives who are running, and I think everybody has that too.
Yeah, so make sure you're informed before you go vote. And bottom line,
Vote.
Go vote. Go vote. This is the way it all works. This is our system in action, but it takes people doing their civic duty and going to vote.
It is, and also know that voting is a privilege.
Yeah.
Yes, it talks about who can vote in here, and it also talks about who can't vote in here.
Right.
If you are a felon, you cannot vote. That privilege has been taken away from you because you did something to cause it
Presumably.
to be taken away from you.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, if you are if you are 18 or older, if you are a United States citizen or a naturalized citizen, you've got the right to vote. Go vote and have your voice be heard.
Keep in mind, though, if you haven't registered already,
Too late.
too late. So
you need to do that.
that's what you need to do before the next election. Make sure that you're registered so you can vote.
And the reality is, on Wednesday, you can go register for
That's
the next
exactly right.
election.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay, so go vote. Make sure you do your homework. Vote for the candidate that will do what it is you want them to do.
At least saying they're going to do what you want them to do.
Yeah, once they get in office.
Yeah, keep in mind, they don't always tell the truth.
No.
I know.
Politicians lie?
I know.
No.
His spine's as crooked as a politician.
There you go.
Little Forrest Gump there.
There you go. All right, so we will see you next week. Go vote. The good news is, by the time we see you next week, the commercials will be over.
Yes.
The end is near. All right. Take care. Have a great week. We will see you then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.